It's good to be here again. I'm very happy with this moment for this brief message. Your DNA is being updated in an accelerated way. This is pretty obvious, I know. How much has happened in the meantime, you know. This was scheduled. This is a time of rebirth for you. Many things are being released from your Akashic. Memories, feelings, visions, emotions, everything must come for you to look. You need to look. They will no longer be able to keep it in you. I have warned you about this in my most recent messages. It is your time to look deeply at yourself. Nothing else will be hidden in your unconscious. This process of intense updating that you are going through now will trigger all of this and make it possible for you to be more sensitive to our presence. Many of you feel bad for not seeing us as you would like and for not having any sensitivity to perceive us. First of all, dear ones, I have to say that everyone, without exception, all of you, can feel us through your loving connection. But I also have to say that this is sometimes made more difficult by the denser layer that are above you, layer that will just then start to be released now with the update in progress. These layers are often not even yours directly. They are from the planet itself, from the vibrations of the planet that stayed there for ages. And you, with your tremendous compassion, chose to assist by lending your own energy fields to serve as force transmuting fields. This is incredible and noble. And of course, when it comes to your part in these layers, we have the following DNA update. 1. For many ages, you have accumulated several things, and a large part of this has been kept in your deepest being. Deep pains. And now the update will help release these layers for your sensitivity to begin to return. 2. The interference that your DNA has suffered since eons by non-confederate civilizations has also atrophied, so to speak, the potential of your DNA. This I do not need to explain in more detail. Some people expect the DNA update to be something extremely complex, and it is not, but at the same time it has its delicate details there. Try to observe with simplicity, because that is the key to the acceleration of everything in a loving and precise way. First, we need to give energetic injections into your vibrating fields in order to cause some shaking in all of these fields. It is as if we are shaking a rug that has spent a lot of time in closed house. It has accumulated some dust, certainly. So this shaking is necessary in your fields. Remember that all of this is with your consent, as we could do nothing without your authorization. Second, after this shake, you will certainly begin to have an emotional upheaval, dreams, sensations, visions, etc. Everything you imagine could happen, because this movement will make you face what was forgotten and kept in your unconscious. We don't judge you for that ever. You have been through a lot of things there, and it is, let's say, normal that you want to escape from painful memories and trauma. But now that you can't do it anymore, not anymore, because you're ready to face all of it. It is a great healing point here, and you will feel more and more lighter afterwards. And thirdly, as the dust rises to be sucked up by the vacuum cleaner, and in the meantime, you can see all of it right in front of you, we can then enter the direct adjustment in your DNA, putting the ideal oil in the gears that were blocked by dust, sabotage, etc. Do you understand? But then we have another point. After the dust has been sucked in, the oil has been added, it will slowly start to rotate to full and perfect functionality. This takes time. It is not overnight. It takes time, and you need to be patient. It is like a comatose patient who has spent a long time immobile, and when he regains consciousness, cannot force him to walk with complete dominance of his physical faculties. It takes time for all this recalibration to happen naturally, smoothly, until it is fully engaged. You are now in the phase of watching the dust that we shake off. I know that some of you are trying to get away from this dust because it looks really hard to deal with, painful and unbearable. But wait, please do not close your eyes to it. You need to see it. Everything will be fine. You need to trust your mentors, your team that is with you. You're not alone in this. The more you observe this dust and the more your loving lucidity is expressed when you face it, the more the cleaner aspires it, definitely for the eternal enlightened Akashic, the great database of lived experiences. Synchronicities and equal numbers on clocks. Certainly, many of you are having wild dreams. Many memories of distant times are returning. That is exactly what I'm talking about. What was kept is being observed now, by you more consciously. You're being called more in ascension hours, such as 11:11, 12:12, 14:14, and 15:15. And these are just a few examples of the synchronicities that you have seen. They are alert, dear ones. They are sacred commands for your awakening. You have programmed special keys for your moment of awakening, and when you see these synchronicities, even if your conscious does not understand well, your unconscious knows exactly what is being said. Follow the flow. Changes in your life. In addition, you're perceiving the withdrawal of certain friendships, certain changes of course, transformations in general in your particular environment. Yeah, that too is part of, dear ones, the adjustment of your DNA. While all this adjustment is taking place, naturally its vibrational frequency changes, and everything around it also. Thus, everything that is no longer compatible with your experience will begin to follow new directions. You yourself will begin to see yourself differently and notice changes in your tastes in various things. It is very common if, for example, you have spent your whole life liking vegetable soup, and from one moment to the next, you no longer want to even see it, preferring now a bean soup. This is something that you need to see with more affection, because sometimes you still resist. I always liked vegetable soup. Why don't I want it now? I like vegetable soup. So when you eat what no longer feels good, you feel a certain inner discomfort. A vegetable soup is wonderful. But I want you to understand what I want to say more intimately. I'm not talking about the soup itself, but about the internal changes in you. Learn to respect them as they are part of your transformation, and you need to be aware. Follow the flow.